We've got someone exciting that we're going to be in conversation with. So he's given us songs like Falling, Fire, The Woods, and a whole lot more. So he's about to drop a new album. But first, he figured he needs to stop by the Night Pulse and just give us a taste of what to expect from the new album. He is the man with the guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, Majozi.
I'll be your time traveler. Hey, I remember the way you looked at me. I wish I could turn this world around, so you never turned away. I'll be your Marty McFly, I'll be your time traveler's wife, in your hot tub time machine, the sun of Bill Nye. The edge of tomorrow's just another today. Memories of our yesterday, and nothing's the same now you're gone. You're always at something I want. I shut my eyes, don't want a story to stop, even if it's just something I made up. I'll be your time traveler. I'll be your time traveler. I'll be your, and I need you to know you make everything alright. Oh, we've been here before. How do you measure a life? I'll be your time traveler. When you're stuck in the in-between, keep falling down and you're on your knees, know that I'll be there for you. When you're scared of another day, you're stuck in bed, don't you feel ashamed? 'Cause I'll be there for you. It's been a little crazy lately, but you know you can always find me, and I'll be there for you. When your heart is filled with endless sorrow, and you need a little strength to borrow, well, I'll be there for you. When you find there's nothing to see in your reflection, just look at me and know that I will care for you. When you live with no hope inside, I'll search the world for the spark that died, and I'll bring it back to you. It's been a little crazy lately, but you know you can always find me, and I'll be there for you. When your heart is filled with endless sorrow, and you need a little strength to borrow, well, I'll be there for no death or life or sacrifice will separate my love. No things to come or the things you've done will break apart my love. Through the days and nights till the end of time, you'll always have my love. With all my heart and soul. It's been a little crazy lately, but you know you can always find me, and I'll be there for when your heart is filled with endless sorrow, and you need a little strength to borrow. Well, I'll be there for, I'll be there for, and I'll be there for you. 'Cause 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 you. 'C
ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Nhlanhla Majozi. Amazing. Come on, every time I listen to this guy,
I made up. I'll be your time traveler. I'll be your.
and joined in studio by one of my hometown boys, Majozi. Brother, good to see you.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom.
Bye.
Boom, 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 boom. That's how I want to be introduced when I come here. Boom, boom. That's what I was expecting you to play that,
Because
but that's okay.
Are you from Shaka's or Salt?
Salt Rock.
Okay, Salt Rock. Okay,
Salt Rock.
not Shaka's Rock.
No.
Okay, close enough though. Close enough. I'm
Rick.
trying to think the last time I saw you perform, at least. I was randomly in Cape Town for a night, and I was looking for a place to have a drink, and you posted that you were performing at House of Machine.
Yes.
Do you remember that? That was a couple of years ago now.
Yes, yeah. I've still performed there quite often, man. It's just a cool spot, and I love the guys that are there, and it's always a great time. It's tiny, but it's just fun, bro. It's just fun.
It's such a cool vibe. It gives me like Melville's Smoking Kills type place.
Yes, exactly.
It's got that same thing, man. How have you been? How's life? I mean, we haven't chatted since you've been married. Like, just you are. Yeah. How have you been, my brother? Let's start there.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think people come up on radio and they're like, I'm going to be honest, man. I've been sad. I've been depressed. I've been happy. Like the stress of releasing an album, my first independent album, and also the stress of trying to put on shows and album launches really, really got to me. But this is my favorite part of doing this stuff, like this face-to-face promo. You know what I mean? Like I love coming up to radio stations, just talking rubbish, and then also talking about the album, hopefully.
I am glad you say that that you go through that wave of emotions, because I think a lot of artists come here and pretend that everything's hunky-dory. I'm killing it in the world. I'm so successful. Very few people are vulnerable about the fact that, hey, it's tough. This thing is tough, and life is tough.
100%, dude. And I want like young up and coming artists to realize, like, this it's flipping fun, and it's such a blessed position to be in. But it takes a lot of work, and it can take a lot out of you, and that's part of the sacrifice you pay for this life. Like my friend Brad Klainsmith from Gangs of Bolele used to say, everybody wants the ultimate life, but they're not willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice. Yeah, exactly.
It's Kevin Hart said a similar thing. He said everyone wants to be famous, but no one wants to put in the work.
100%, dude.
Have you found yourself to be more appreciative of the hard times the older you get?
Yeah, for sure. I think the older I get, I'm just more appreciative of in general. I've been through 36 years, and I'm like, I'm like the age when I met my friend's parents, and my friend's parents were 36. And I'm like, I know nothing. And I thought they knew everything, And I was like, I appreciate you guys like putting up with us and trying to teach us things, Like I appreciate everyone in their different areas of life, just trying to live life and figure out what this thing is, And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really is. We just need to try and understand each other more and appreciate what we are doing.
In your 30s, it is a weird stage because you're an adult, obviously. Yeah. But every time somebody's looking for an adult, like if I'm at a kid's house, at a friend's house and there's kids and they look for adults, I look around.
You don't want to present yourself as one.
Where?
Not me.
You're right. Where are the grown-up people here?
Yeah, not me.
No, man. I love that. Tell me, I mean, of course, you're born and raised in Durban, and then you did that big jump to go live in Cape Town and pursue music down there. That must have been, as much as Cape Town is nice, that must have been such a tricky and difficult thing to do, to go live in Cape Town and uproot your whole life.
At that stage, I was already traveling quite a lot, doing gigs all over the country, and I was pretty much living out my suitcase. So even when I moved to Cape Town, I was still living out my suitcase for like another 2-3 years, just traveling from show to show, like didn't unpack my suitcase, all my clothes were there. Like, so it wasn't too much of a change. And it was also exciting, man, to be in a new city that I'd never experienced before, and experience all the cool things like the wine farms and the mountain and the interesting people. And I got exposed to so much more arts and culture in Cape Town. Like the first day I get there, I think I played a gig, and then I started walking around, and then they had like, it was First Thursdays when First Thursdays was
Oh,
just starting,
yeah.
bro, and it was crazy. There was like
2015, 16 days,
bro,
yeah.
orchestra in the middle of the street, projections on the building, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I was like, I'm so glad that I'm here for this.
I love that.
He gave us a bit of a performance, 2 songs from his latest album, A Great Escape. A Great Exchange, rather. And I think this is quite an interesting title for your album, right? A Great Exchange. Tell me briefly what the story behind the name is.
I believe you got the title of my album wrong. A Great
no,
Escape,
no,
eh?
Great Exchange.
Now that's going to stick in people's heads.
No, it's exchange. A great
I'm teasing
exchange.
you. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing you. I waited for a long time to have the name of the album because I was like, we played around with a couple of names and I was like, oh guys, that's a good name, but that's not it. There's a name here that encompasses what's been going on in the album. And like, I'm a man of faith, and there's a concept of the Great Exchange, which is the exchange of Jesus coming down for us. And then I wanted to kind of incorporate that into what I was doing in the exchange of music, that I'm sharing this music with all the people. Like I've created this with my friends, and we've exchanged skills and creativity and spaces and emotional things, and we've really exchanged a lot because I worked with a lot of collaborators on this album. And when I was thinking about that exchanges, I was like, that's it. This album's called A Great Exchange.
Now I'm curious, what sort of names did you go through before deciding on this one?
Just normal names, like some titles of the songs. So like the one that was a front runner was from the first single I released in the year, which was Safe in the Sound. And I was like, that also kind of makes sense as well. But I was like, I don't want to be lazy. Come on, bro, you can do this. The name is going to come. And luckily a good name did come.
Michaela Faye, Early B, to name a couple of people on the album. You said you worked with a lot of collaborators too.
Yes, yeah. I mean, so I think people don't realize, in my case, like, I work with a lot of producers as well.
Okay.
I mean, we've got Earvold who does so many artists. I can't even mention all of them. We've got Loki Rothman, who also produced, and a couple of other guys that work with all the top artists from around the world. And Will Linney has written on the album.
Oh, wow.
And and Steve McKellar from Silver Twilight. I don't know if you guys remember Silver's Twilight. He also wrote on the album as well. So, and there's also mixers and there's guys that are drumming on the album, and there's so many people involved that make this album what it is. So I'm the front man of the album, sure, and my name's on there, but it's really like a group effort. It's like our project, if I can say that.
Very nerve-wracking, like you were saying. First album that you're dropping as an independent artist. So let's talk about that. I mean, when you're an independent artist, all the costs are on you.
Yeah.
From the recording studio time to the collaborators that you have to bring in, the session musicians that you have to bring in. How is that process for you? I can imagine that's part of the frustration of being I'm an independent artist.
Yeah, 100%. So like I'm in like the fortunate position to have done this for quite a while now. And when I used to be with Universal, who were really good to me and got me to a place where I could do this, where I could go up to guys and be like, please do this, and I can pay you, like, because I'm in a position in my career where the things that I've done have afforded me these luxuries, and I'm super grateful for that, and I'm super grateful to Universal. Like, I'll never say anything bad about them, and I love the guys. Kevin, if you're listening, mwah, mwah.
Is that Greenfell?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like I was super fortunate, like I wouldn't be able to be independent if it wasn't for that. It would be way, way harder. As like stressful as it was, it would be way harder if I wasn't in the position, and I'm grateful that I actually I'm privileged to experience that stress. Yeah.
While it is stressful, what are the perks, I guess, of being independent? I get the perks of being with a big label like Independent. They teach you, like with Universal, they help out with marketing, they teach you a lot, they get you the right people to work with you. 100%. What are the perks, however, of being an independent artist?
There's a lot, man. You know what? The best perks for me is learning how everything works. You're not isolated from things like everything that's happened on my album and around it. I've been involved in somehow and trying to learn, because I'm trying to build a team as well. So like I'm trying to understand, like, if I hire someone to do this, what what are they going to do? What can I expect them to do? What does that time frame look like from my experience of seeing what it looks like? All that kind of stuff, like I've been asking guys questions that are in other labels and who are in positions of A&R, and just like trying to absorb as much knowledge as I can to figure out, okay, cool, this is the team I need around me to be able to grow as an independent artist. It's a lot of learning, and that's what I enjoy the most about it. Like I'm forced to learn, and that's a good thing.
If somebody has never listened to your music, probably heard you perform here for the first time, I'm assuming they live under a rock. New album is out. It came out on the 3rd of November. And to get them hooked, which song from the album would you recommend you go to? Like for me, for example, right?
Yeah.
When I recommend Game of Thrones, I always say to people, go watch season 6. It's the best of all of them,
Okay.
For you, on the album, which song would be the one that would get me hooked onto Majozi?
From this album?
From this current album.
Yeah, that's a good question, my friend. That's a very, very good question. I think there's a song called Time Traveler on the album that I wrote with Amy Lilly that I think is just a beautifully written song. Like, I'm not saying that to gas myself up, but it was mainly Amy who just came with this concept. And I don't know, whenever I listen to it, I'm like, geez, I really enjoy listening to the song, And yeah, I would send people there. Yeah.
Okay.
So before we let you go, you are going to be at the Hey Neighbor Festival at the end of the year,
100%.
right?
Let's go.
And we're super excited about that.
Can I ask a favor?
You want tickets?
If we are able to grant you the favor,
You want tickets even though you're
yes, you
performing?
can.
I'm performing. Listen, guys, how do I get a song with Chainsmokers? I think I'm performing on the same day. Hey, let's see.
Look, we must pull strings behind
Pull
the
strings.
scenes
You guys,
somewhere
can you
and
pull
try have
strings
it
for me?
happen.
Or okay, hear me out. Here's another option. I can go with Swedish House Mafia, and I can go and sing Don't you worry, child.
Oh my
that'll be me.
Come
That'll
on.
be me.
I
eh?
hear it.
Come
I
on.
hear it.
Eh?
Oh my goodness.
Or I can come up with her and be like, I just wanna see how beautiful. I can be Daniel Caesar in that song. What can you guys do for me here
Look,
at
we will try
947?
our best. We will definitely try our best.
Okay.
But what can we expect from your set at Hey Neighbor?
Yo, what can you expect, guys? Phew, you've met Jude from Easy Freak.
Of course.
Jude is going to be drumming with me. We're going to flipping go crazy. We're going to go nuts. We're going to have a great time. I've been excited for this festival for so long. And I'm so stoked I get to play on that festival.
And can you reassure people that it's a real thing? I think a lot of our listeners, because we get messages, and people are like, is this a scam? It seems too good to be true that these artists are performing here.
I can't believe you guys are bringing that up because I was too shy. Yes, I thought, here we go. Here we go. I don't want to mention. No, remember that there was a local one, bro. I don't want to mention
Like a
names.
Firefest type thing.
Yeah, I remember, but Nicki Minaj was supposed to come.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, but then I was like, no, wait a minute. As soon as you guys got involved, and I was like, and I saw the lineups they were putting together and well curated, like really. I'm not saying this just because I'm playing and I'm trying to like suck up to them. Well curated, like great artists. Like we got to celebrate these things. I think sometimes we're so skeptical because of what's happened in the past and be like, yo, to pull off something like this is flipping amazing.
Yeah.
Well done to the team.
We also are not talking about rookies. These are the same people who brought Meek
100%.
Mill here. They
100%.
brought Chance the Rapper here.
Yeah.
So they've been doing these big celebrities for years.
100%.
So it's not anything
dude.
new to them. Majozi, my brother, always such a pleasure. Thank you for performing. Good luck with the rest of your year. We will see you at Hey Neighbor. And
Let's
the
go.
album, once again, is called The Great
Exchange.
Exchange.
You see, you're
Not The Great
sitting-
Exchange. A Great Exchange. Go find it on all your music platforms right now.
Night Pulse with Bolele and Msizi on 947.